Welcome to update 2021.4.18.11. This one just started coming out and we're going to test it today to see what we can see that's new. Now, there's been a few comments that I've been getting from different people about how Autopark, part of the summon feature where you get out of your car and it drives in your garage for you, hasn't been working, kind of went away. We've heard some rumors that the smart summon has gotten a little bit better. Maybe you can find time to test that out. And there's supposed to be some different kind of better visualizations or something like that. There's been some rumors on the screen. So we're going to go through all our usual tests, such as cornering, handling of the lines, how well it stays between them, the overall feel of autopilot right now, as well as these new things. So let's get started with the summon, that Autopark thing I was talking about, and see if that feature still exists. Now, I've done lots of videos on this in the past and where I've shown you guys how to do this and everything, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on it right now, but here's basically the gist of it. What you're going to do here is you got your park here. So the first thing you have to do is put the car in park. So put your foot on the brake, put it in park, like that. Take your foot off the brake, and now when I hit park twice right here, it should pop up. 1, 2. And it's still there. So Autopark very much still is there. Here's how it works. I'm going to press up because I want it to go forward. Now, as soon as I get out of the car and close the car, it should go forward. But look around. See, I have all these other cars around me right now. I don't think it's going to actually make it. I think it's a little bit too tight. But let's just see what happens. So here we go. It starts to move. Now remember, to turn this off, all you have to do is go press the press the door handle button. So let's see how far this is going to actually go. All right, well, it's turning really close to the bikes on the far side over here. This would be my concern. So we'll see if it's going to straighten itself out at all. And it does, look at that. Oh, then it brought it right back again. But it still got itself into the garage. The garage would close, and it very much still does work. Now, as you can see here in the release notes for this update, there are no new notes, nothing to show you and read for you here. I will say this though, when I went to go and install this update, I had a bit of an issue. I am currently trying to install update 2021.4.18.11. But see, what happens when you install update is you have to have Sentry mode off. And I had turned it off on the app multiple times. And when I come into the car, it's saying that there is a software update, but I can't do it because Sentry mode is enabled and it must be off. However, I have twice on the app turned it off. So we're going to try doing it in the car and see if that is what makes a difference, because I know a lot of you guys were talking about this. Also, take a look at this. It says that there are 260 events of Sentry mode. And for the past week, my car's been sitting in my garage because my family and I have taken the motorhome and we've been camping. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to try turning the Sentry mode off here inside the settings. So you're going to go here into your settings. You're going to go to safety and security. And you can see Sentry mode is off. So it was off this whole time. Let's just see then if we can turn on the software update right from here. Install now. And there you go. Now the update has actually started. So if you're having trouble with the app, it looks like all you need to do is come into your car and get it going that way. I've been driving around here for maybe 30 minutes or so, and everything on the dash, all the graphics, it all looks the same as it always has looked. So there have been rumors about that changing. I haven't seen it myself. If you guys have seen something, let me know. But the map, the spacing, it all looks the same. All the settings look the same. All the tabs look the same. All the illustrations, the renderings, everything appears to be identical to the last video. So I'm going to go ahead and say that there's no new update there with this update in terms of visualization. Okay, so check out this hill in front of me here. I want to show you guys this. This hill doesn't look like much on a GoPro, but this thing is incredibly steep. I mean, it feels like I'm like going to launch off the top of a mountain. Like, it is so steep right now. What I want to show you is how powerful the regenerative braking is. I'm going to go down this hill and I'll let you know when I actually hit the brake. And if you're new to what that means, regenerative braking is just simply the motors that are powering this car, basically taking the energy from the hill, the gravity, and putting it back inside the battery. So right now I'm actually accelerating. Okay, my foot is actually on the accelerator, keeping me going. If I let go, like right now, I'm not touching any pedals. Look at, I'm coming to almost a complete stop right here. I mean, we're on a very steep grade. I think you can even tell on the GoPro, 2 miles an hour. It's incredible. I have to actually make it go. Now watch as we come creeping down this hill here even more. You're gonna see it continue. Like, here's my foot off of it again. I'm slowing down. My feet are up here. See, that's my foot. They're up here. I mean, I'm now accelerating to go. I could stop right now on this hill. Like, I'm gonna just not touch anything right now, and you'll see the power of this regenerative braking. It's just incredible. You can see that right there, maybe a little bit. You can see it's going back in the battery. So yeah, pretty impressive. You know, the car is really good at reading it and putting in a lot of power into that when it needs to not have to use your brake. Now, coming up, we're going to be going to a corner that we've tested multiple times up here, and it goes over the railroad tracks. It's really kind of a dangerous corner, and I don't expect the car to be able to do that. And what I mean by that is Tesla makes it very clear that when you're not on the beta, which I am not, that you are not, the car's not supposed to be able to do that. It's not supposed to be able to read these corners perfectly and handle it. So I'm not saying go out there and let your car do this around corners. The reason why I test this is because I want to see the progression that the car is making towards being able to do that. And so just watch closely between these two. I'm going to bring up the old one here so you can see them both at the exact same time. But I just want to have full disclosure that I'm not saying the car should be able to do this. I'm not saying you should go do this. I just like tracking the progression of the changes as they happen. All right, and here we go. And remember, when I say corner control, what I'm talking about is the car noticing the corner, slowing down to a speed that it's capable of taking the corner. I can tell you right now, the car is going 50 into this corner. It's not gonna make it. So I'm right here on it. Yeah, not a chance. So I had to take over very quickly on that in order to stay in control. So I would say no changes on corners, at least not that one. Let's find a new one. All right, now we're inside this great big parking lot over here, and there's no cars around because I am really not that brave to try to see any new changes with someone with cars around. I still don't really believe in it in terms of being able to use it in a crowded parking lot. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna experiment around with it and really see what differences we can see, if any, and how accurate it comes to me. Really, the only way I can really check this out from my previous one is to see if it actually stays on the right side. It doesn't cut across all the lines in the parking lot. If it did that, I'd be impressed. Let's get to it. So first, let's start easy. I got my phone right here, everything up. I'm gonna say go to target, which is me. So I'm gonna press and hold, keeps telling me it's disconnected from the vehicle. So right now the problem is I can't get it to stay connected. It's constantly saying disconnected from your vehicle every single time I try and use it. So what I'm gonna do, I guess, is get as close to the car as I can. I had it up originally and see if I can get it to reconnect. I guess I'll try restarting the app. Okay, there we go, so it's on. So let's just see here. I'm gonna walk back over here. I just wanna get to the other side of this curb. It should easily be able to do this. You can see behind me where it's at. This isn't that far. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna hit Smart Summon, okay? I'm gonna say, go to target. Summon is stopping. It never started, and here we go. Okay, here it comes. I can hear it. Release the button to stop your vehicle. Okay, so I'm pressing and holding. So it's gonna decide to back up. So let's see how it's gonna do this. Now all I have to do is release this button here if I'm nervous about how it is. But see, I'm so close to this. Here's my feet, there it is. We just want to make sure it doesn't hit it here. I want it to come right up to me. Okay, so it just hit the brakes real hard. So this isn't better. I don't know what it thought it saw, but it's definitely changing its mind right now. And wants to come directly at the curb? No, it's gonna see it at the last second. What if it parked in that spot? How cool would that be? And that's it. Now, I don't know if that tried to park in that parking spot or not. Let's try it from over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get about right here. I'm gonna go to these parking spots right here and just see if it'll come straight over to me. So there it is right there. I'm just gonna see if it'll come and park right in this parking spot right here in front of me. So again, I'm pressing and holding. It tells me on there where drive is and what gear it's in and everything. It says summon has completed. No, it hasn't. Okay, so I had to actually go out of summon and back in again to make this work. So let's see how it does here. So here it comes. I just want to see where it goes in terms of the actual parking spot. So it's going to go straight. I like that. And let's see how it does this here. Okay, it's coming straight at me through the lines. So it didn't try and park itself last time. That was just kind of lucky. Or maybe it does. All right, one more time. Okay, this time I'm gonna be on this far side of the curb, way over here. You can see the line that's coming through there. And let's see, it's got a curb behind it. What's it gonna do? So it doesn't actually hit that curb. I thought there was a chance it might. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if it'll go between the two. That's what I would expect it to do. Okay, and it kept to the right, which is what I really wanted it to do. Although, where's it going now? Is it, and that's gonna call it. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was 8 yards away on that one. So if there's an improvement on summons, it's not noticeable. Everything I can see, it still crosses over the white parking lines. It still goes kind of wherever it wants to stop, usually within 20, 30 feet of you. And it doesn't keep to the right of the ongoing forward and backward lines to the parking lot. So we're gonna say no change there. What I'm watching here is usually in the last couple updates, as I've been going slow like this on autopilot, the car has tended to swerve like this slowly back and forth in the lane. It definitely does a lot better job at higher speeds in terms of keeping itself centered in the line. But I wanted to just say I haven't noticed it doing that this time, which is actually kind of nice. It's kept itself, even though we're going 1-2 miles an hour, really very centered. We'll see if we can find more spots to see that, but I wanted to just point that out, that I did notice that right away, that was actually a bit of an improvement. So now begins our corner / line test, where we're gonna go through this whole series of corners to see, does it slow down? Does it stay in the lines? Here we go. Here's number 1. We're gonna slow down to about 38, 37. Now you guys are seeing on the screen what it did previously. I'm doing it live here. I don't remember what it did last time, but you'll have noticed that. Also, I'm looking to see if there are certain times when the sunlight messes with it. There was a few different spots here where we kept getting alert warnings on the screen, and we're gonna see if they pop up today as well. I do feel like I'm a little bit like a, I don't know, like a bouncy ball bouncing out the lines here a little bit, which is a little bit unfun, but I have it set at 5 over the speed limit. I'm gonna get it down to 40 right on the speed limit and see how well we can handle this, giving the car every advantage here. Now remember that this is not a freeway, but the car is supposed to be able to handle lines, and it does that well. Where it fails in all of this is when it comes too hot into a corner, because the car with its current setup is just not designed to be able to handle the corners and slow down in time to take care of all of them. Now we get a lot of comments about, yeah, but it's gonna be even worse when we get the cameras and it's fully 100% visual, not using radar. I mean, here's the thing. When you shoot radar out, there's no determining what exactly that radar is gonna bounce off of. It could bounce off a low-hanging bridge, it could bounce off a tree, it could bounce off a telephone pole. That's why you get a lot of these brake checks and stuff. But so visualization, when it's 100% camera, which by the way, it's handling this really well. Let me get back to that thought in a minute. This is the corner we've never made it to, but we made it really far last time. We're gonna slow down here to 20. Let's say we're gonna get to 25, 24, 23. Are we gonna stay in the line though? We did it! We did it! Take a look at the last 2 times we went through there. You could see how it's made improvements, and this time it finally went in. But to prove it wasn't a fluke and that this car actually did handle it, we're gonna go back and we're gonna do it again. Okay, here we are again. We have the speed limit set to the exact same, and the car is gonna slow down. Last time we went to 24 miles per hour, we made it. 25, 24, 23, 22. We're doing the exact same things. Oh no! All right, here we go, number 3. We've had a yes, we've had a no. What are we gonna do here? We're going way too hot, faster than we've ever gone through here. Wait, what's it gonna do? Oh yes, come on, come on. Ha 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 ha! How far are we gonna go? Oh, we went over right there. Yes. Okay, so 2 yeses, 1 no. So wow, didn't expect that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that I didn't see that coming. Now, what does this really mean? Probably nothing. I mean, I've done this, you guys have watched this, 20, 30 different updates gone through that corner, and it's never made it there. For whatever reason, it was able to handle it on this corner. I also didn't get any of the alerts on this road that popped up last time as well. So that's also another improvement that you know, happened before. It was giving me like sunlight, glare issues. It was giving me a bunch of weird stuff. So that's also better. But the fact that we made 2 out of 3 on that corner means that Tesla is updating something in its ability to read and handle corners. We cut the speed down to 21 miles per hour there. And at the first time, between 21 and 22, and this time, even a little hotter. We went into it at 28 and it dropped down, I think, around 24 or something. And it handled it both those times. So does that mean you should rely on it? No, you should definitely not. But it does show that we are seeing improvements on the handling and cornering of the car on the autopilot system. Now remember, I do not have the full self-drive beta. I mean, I have full self-drive beta. I don't have the full self-drive beta. I don't have the rewrite. So as I was saying before we started that corner, If you have actual cameras reading what's going on in front of you and not radar, radar has no discretion as to what it's going to identify as an object to be aware of. It's just going to ping off anything there. Could be a bird, could be, like I said, a low-hanging bridge, wall. You don't really know. It doesn't have the ability to determine what it is it's bouncing off of, so it causes a lot of these brake checks. It causes it to be really uncertain in corners and all that. But when you have 100% visual, it's like eyes. We use eyes as humans. When you have that being what determines what's in front of you, whether it should stop, slow down, whatever, it's going to be able to determine what it should do, and it's going to be a lot safer and a way better in situations like we've experienced today with all the corners and the train tracks and all that. But like any of the visualizations, any of the visual part of the autopilot so far, it just needs a lot of time to be able to capture and store all these images from thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of them being sent in through the beta program to Tesla, to where it recognizes these things to show the car how to drive through them, which is why you're seeing the improvements on those fortunate enough to be non-biased enough to be accepted into the rewrite beta program. Just to be clear, I am not bitter that I wasn't accepted into the program, especially when I found out the reason. I look at it like pride. So I hope you guys had fun on this update video. We checked out the Smart Summon, we checked out Autopark, we looked at some corners, made it through a new corner, and I think overall it has improved in some areas. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to catch all my future update videos, as well as installs and product reviews that we do here all the time on the channel. Make sure you hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next one.